Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Faisal Pramana Putra. I'm come from Politeknik Bumi. My major technical department, number cadet 19.55.2088. I will explain the difference between 4-stroke and 2-stroke engine. How to work 2-stroke diesel engine in this machine. Only two steps occur normally. Number 1, suction and compression steps. The suction step is the process of entering air into the engine cylinder, while the compression step is the process of compressing air into a denser form so that the air temperature increases. On 4-stroke engine, the two processes are located in different steps, but a 2-stroke system, these two steps occur in one step in turn. Starting from the piston in the TMB bottom that point. When the piston is in the TMB, the air will enter through the air holes around the cylinder well. This air can be pushed in because the intake channel has a blower or turbo that pushes air toward the engine. The piston will move up. This movement will make the air hole close by the piston well. As a result, when the new piston moves to TDC, the compressed air will begin. When the piston reaches TDC, the air has been compressed so that the temperature reaches and is ready for combustion. 2. Power and exhaust steps. The power step is the process of combustion, while the exhaust step is the process of removing combustion gas from the engine, the exhaust. And the fourth step will occur when the piston reaches DDC at the end of the compression step. At this time, the injector will absorb some diesel fuel into the high pressure air. The result is diesel will burn by itself. Why does diesel burn? This is because the temperature of compressed air exceeds the solar flash point. So, diesel will burn if put into the high temperature air. The result of that combustion will cause expansion power, which push the piston to move to the MB. Before the piston reaches the MB, the exhaust valve will open. In this position, the air hole will also open because the piston position is below. So that the air exhaled by the blower will push the combustion gas out of the exhaust valve. The exhaust valve will close when the piston reaches the to TDC. This process will continue until the solar supply is stopped. How to work four-stroke diesel engine? First, you must know the meaning of four-stroke. Naming four has no four-step meaning, or in English four-stroke, which mean the machine has four steps in one work cycle. Number one, sanction stroke. Number two, the compression stroke. Number three, power stroke. Number four, like hot stroke. Means number one, sanction step. In the sanction step is the step in the process of entry of air into the cylinder chamber. The intake of air occurs when the piston moves from TMA upper dead point to TMB lower dead point. This move will increase the volume inside the engine cylinder so that air from outside will enter through the intake valve. Number two, compression step. In the compression step is the process of compressing air in the cylinder chamber. Combustion chamber. Why does the air need to compress it? This is related to the process of burning diesel fuel. To do the combustion of diesel fuel, diesel engine are not equipped with spark plugs. This is because diesel engine can burn without spark from the spark plugs. This is known as self-combustion. However, for the process of self-combustion, the air must be compressed until the temperature rises beyond the point of diesel fuel. Thus, diesel fuel which is injected into high temperature air can ignite by itself. This compression step takes place after the sanction step. When the piston has reached the TMB lower dead point at the end of the sanction step, the point will return to the TDC upper dead point. As a result, there is a narrowing of the cylinder volume in the combustion process. In this condition, both the exhaust valve and intake valve will be closed so that the narrowing of the cylinder chamber will compress the air inside. Number 3, power step. Power step or can also be called the combustion step is the process of combustion in the engine. In this process, diesel is injected through the injector into the combustion chamber. As we discussed, the air will experience an increase in temperature because it is continuously compressed at the pace of effort, and when the piston reaches TDC upper dead point, the air is already at its high temperature level, exceeds the diesel fuel point. That When diesel is automated through the injector, as result, there was a combustion that produced expansion power. This power will push the piston to move down to the TMB bottom that point. Number 4. Exhaust steps. The exhaust step is the process of removing combustion gas from the combustion chamber. This process occurs when the piston returns to the TMA upper deadline position after being exposed to the combustion expands power. When this step occurs, the exhaust valve will open so that the move up to the piston mm, will encourage the combustion gas to come out into the exhaust when the piston reaches TDC at the end of the exhaust step. This is what this is what is called a four-stroke engine cycle. One four-stroke engine cycle consists of four steps, each of which requires half a crank rotation. The complete on full cycle it takes two crank turns. Okay, my friend, and see you around.